Finally sat down. Trying to use my daughter's tablet in order to see if I'm in the right position with my phone. Oh my gosh, this is so annoying. Okay, I want to stop messing about with it. I've got a bit of a cold today, so I'm going to have to say I'm really sorry I've got a cold. I don't know why I keep on getting them at the moment. Actually, I do know why I'm getting them. It's because the kids are coming home from school with colds and stuff, in which, you know, if your immune system's low, you're going to get colds. Welcome to my channel. If anybody's not been here before, I'm Steph. Yeah, I'm sitting down at last. I'm actually quite excited because for one, you have been watching my videos and I'm really ecstatic about it. My shorts seem to have doing pretty well. There was one 1K view recently of me finding out that old flooring in the kitchen actually had some vinyl flooring, which is completely in perfect condition. Basically saw me ripping it up. Yeah, showing you basically what it looked like. And yeah, I was super excited about that. I've actually got a video. It's a 5-minute video, which explains a little bit more about it. Doesn't give much detail, but it just is more of like a vloggy thing, really. But I wanted to share it with you, lovely people. But today, this video is going to be a sit down, a chat video, a bit more structured, I hope. I'm not very good with scripts. I've said this several times in my videos. So thank you for coming. Thank you for listening. I've got my new mic right here. I'm really excited to be able to start talking about today's episode. So we are here today, hopefully, just to show kind of the practical aspect on this channel of what I do, and giving you the practical tips and tricks. So that's what I actually do like to do. I just like to do the action of everything, but really there is a theory behind why I do things the way I do things, what I've adopted throughout kind of my life. Key things here is about motivation. In my line of work that I do off this channel, a lot of clients that come to me and talk to me about barriers and motivation to do things that actually really want to, that they enjoy, or perhaps things that actually like tasks that they actually don't want to do, but they really need to do it in order to, to maintain a lifestyle. My part of work is part of coaching and reframing a mindset in order to get them to do the task or the activity. So I want to bring it onto this channel. And one of my thoughts is really just to look at some really basic things which I find which helps me to take that step, the next step, in order to try and do the task that I need to do. Because believe me, being a mom, being just being a person, just in society, it can be a bit intense and all overwhelming. When I do my my visualization of things, I find it's something that I just automatically do. But I know that not everybody has this kind of mindset of how to approach things. So I think it'd be quite nice to show you the things that I do. Please watch to the end, and hopefully you can grab some useful tips. So motivation to me is about getting from A to B, technical concepts and theories about it. But for me, how do I get there in the easiest way that's not too stressful, but also it is going to be a little bit stressful, but it's not going to literally make me feel like, I want to tear my hair out for the rest of the day. I know it's over the top, but that's how my brain usually works. A task of decluttering is a really big thing for a lot of people. If we start to, we're a society of consumerism. We're a society of like to buy things and collect things, and sometimes it gets to a point in our lives that we don't find the time to, declutter things and recycle things and donate things in order to let the new things in, or have my mindset reframed to think, actually, do I really need that item? When I'm at point A, I'm visualizing what point B is going to look like, how I want that area to look like. I will look at my space and bring up the kind of energy that I want to feel in that space. It might sound a bit woo-woo. I can really pick up energy in my home, of whether the spaces that are like a negative spaces and spaces that are kind of a positive spaces. So I'm forever changing things around my home and forever decluttering and rearranging things, and that's just who I am. But with the kitchen space, because we have a very cozy kitchen, I need to feel that when I go into that kitchen, it's going to be a kitchen where I'm going to be feeling happy and joyful and be able to want to engage in cooking, in baking with the kids, doing important things like making stuff for the next day for work, or, just tackling things in the kitchen. I need to make sure that my cupboard spaces are going to be easy for me to access things. So, still at point A, how would I feel if I opened a cupboard and it was cluttered? It was so messy, I couldn't find the things that I need. From that visualization would be I'd feel frustrated, I'd feel tired, I'd feel I'd have to use brain energy that I really don't want to use right now. I feel like I actually don't want to open the cupboard, I just want to shut it again because it's literally something I just don't want to tackle. So just, don't do it. Mental health is super important. When we're living in an environment now where we see a lot of things on the news, we see a lot of things in our culture that can be quite detrimental to our mental health, and it's really important to safeguard it where possible. Give you a space where you feel like you can feel home, you can feel safe, you can be at home, you can feel relaxed. I feel really demotivated, or I feel like crap, or I feel unwell, then like just colds and stuff, then I'm just feeling like it can be a reflection. Like you can see like it's a bit messy, it's a bit untidy, or the things are not flowing so great. So we're running late in the morning to get out on the door to go and do the things that we have to do in the day. And for me, then I'm like feeling like actually I don't want to stay in this kitchen because now I know it's really messy for me, and I just don't have any order. I can't create a system because I don't have any time, and it just spirals. It literally spirals. It can spiral for for a good 10, 15 minutes, because that's just who I am. In this big world, I'm sure there's other people out there that completely resonate, and have got kids and things, and just think, oh my gosh, this cupboard, man, I can't get my stuff that I need. I just don't have the energy, time to do it, etc. So I don't want to stay in that mental space, but it's really hard to do. This is something that I've trained over several of years, and I've also done a lot of self-development and things like that. I've read lots of books and things like that, and I'm not like this in all parts of my life, trust me. But when it comes to organising and decluttering and styling and things like that, I always have this knack of doing it, and that's just what I do. Hello, this is the transition phase with decluttering. I'm kind of less inclined to want to feel like I want to finish it off, but I know that I'm going to finish it off because that's what I do. I get to the whole like, when is it over already? And then I just visualize everything in its right place. I'm going to feel a lot more mental clarity to do stuff. I can use things that I haven't probably used for a long time because I've been too busy. I got so excited. But now, if you see on my bed, look all that, all those clothes. I don't have one of these fancy cameras. I've literally got my phone, so I can't really go into detail without turning it around. But yeah, I'm having a moment. I put some music on. I've been dancing, get myself motivated, just to get rid of that gap of that slump feeling. So I'm feeling pretty good again. I might grab a drink. I might grab a drink as well because I'm tired. And I try and incorporate in my that I do off camera as well, of kind of helping people visualize kind of the things that they want to aim for and how to coach them in a different mindset. I then think to myself, well, how happy would I be if I could just declutter just one shelf of that cupboard? Is that feeling that I'm going to feel when I'm actually doing that thing? It consists of me doing like a pep talk to myself, because I'm trying to tackle it now, but if I try to tackle it tomorrow, it might be even harder. I feel a sense of relief. I feel like actually I'm doing something that's going to help my mental health. It's going to help reduce my stress levels, it's going to reduce my cortisol, and it's probably going to reduce my blood pressure at the same time. So there is a health benefit to it. Our mental health and our physical health are very closely linked. We feel anxious, we feel the physical elements of the shakiness, the sweaty palms, the heart racing, the palpitations, all those kind of things can be linked to it. And so it's really important to try and think, how the home affects ourselves. We spend a lot of time at home, basically, in our home settings. And probably more than likely we spend a lot of time in the kitchen if we're kind of, parents who've got young ones as well. Point A is thinking about physically, how am I feeling that day? Am I feeling like I've got a lot of energy that day? Do I feel like I'm running on really low battery, basically? Is it a day where I just can't feel like I need to do it today? So much better. That's so much better. I was just like, I had to do my nose because my nose is so stuffy. It's really about making sure people who you live with are on board with, how your system's going to be to make everything better and more flowy in your environment. Taking a before and after picture, because that is a real key step with motivation in the future, because you're not just trying to help yourself now, you're trying to help your future self, because your future self will also be very appreciative. Because the world that we live in today, we have so many tasks to do, we have so many responsibilities. And to be honest, we don't have much time to ourselves. But if we create mini systems, like kitchen systems, like that, very simple, then that will help you to do something that you enjoy. A couple of weeks ago, when I did the videos that you saw, my boy told me basically the night before, oh, we've got a bake sale at school. I was like, okay. So thankfully, I actually did the baking cupboard with all the baking appliances, and I put all the cupcakes and things together, put all the mixing bowls and the whisks and things and the measuring cups all in the same cupboard. So I could just easily get it. And that task, although obviously you have to do your recipe and stuff, it took less time because the sink was near to the cupboard, and then I could just dry it and then put it back. So I was actually, in my head, I was like, oh no, this is going to be easy. And I'm like, all right, son, yep, I'll do it. It is what it is. Although it was 11:30 at night that I actually went to bed because I was baking. Ease of getting into the cupboard, that's something that's out of my mind quite quickly. So I could focus on the actual task itself that I need to do. So that actually gave me motivation to do the fun thing for me, because I like baking for my kids and stuff, but that was the fun thing for me. But the only reason why I was able to conquer that is because I took the time to sit and visualize, to kind of look into myself, what my energy levels were like, what my emotions are connected to that room, and how I wanted to make it better. And that was a ripple effect, basically. Created a space that was easy access for people to use and for me to use. Then that gave the opportunity for other people to be interested in baking with me. I didn't feel so stressed because, it was the night before, although it was a bit irritating, but I still did it because it was actually quite fun, because I didn't have to think about all the other stuff that I had to do, which then the outcome was I gave a cake. I was pretty pleased with my cake, and not pretty good. And then I was happy, to do that for my son in the morning. I'm trying to give you kind of the processes of why it can be easier for you to do the task that is required, to make it easy for yourself in the future, basically. But I'm just interjecting this video just to give you some like real life perspective of what I'm doing. It's only 10:10 in the morning. I've taken the kids to school this morning, and we're going to have a really, really busy week this week, and I know that my energy levels will dip. Although my energy levels are really good in the morning, around about now I'm wavering slightly, because my energy levels is kind of middle ground, but I did start about 9:30. So I'm doing fresh meatballs. I'm cooking them slowly. I've putting the dishwasher stuff away, so I don't have to think about the dishwasher later on. I've also cut lots of pre-cut potatoes already, so that means then I'm going to put some in water, salt them slightly, just so to keep them like a little bit of a brine. So that means then I can pick and take them what I need to cook some. So I've also got some chopped ones in the fridge. I know you can cook them and then you can put them in the freezer. I've done that before and the kids don't like them, and neither does the husband. So that's kind of the plan. What we do, we eat a lot of fresh stuff and we go through it very quickly. My husband, he's very he eats for two basically, and he's got quite a slim build, so you would never think that was the case. But anyway, so yeah, so we've got normal potatoes and we've got sweet potatoes because that's really good for you as well. Try to keep the skins on. Kids not always liking it, but they do tolerate it. And we got some chopped carrots as well. Chopped carrots. Yeah, and yeah, what else am I doing? Oh yes, I've got some eggs. I thought to myself, what I'm going to do in the morning is, obviously it's not sponsored because these are just eggs. I would like to go and get fresh eggs because we do have a few farms around here, but yes, it's timing. Yes, so anyway, I've got some eggs in to put them in the fridge. So in the morning when I'm rushing around, because sometimes my husband travels, so it'll be me tomorrow kind of managing stuff, which is fine because just the way it is. So I'm pre-making some scrambled eggs because I know that in the morning I will not have the time to do it. I don't usually eat breakfast in the morning, but I know this week is going to be really important because the mental energy in order to get on with the tasks that I need to do before I actually do my job. But I only eat really light. There are days where I actually really do skip breakfast and I'll probably have a banana or maybe make a smoothie, but I really do try and make a conscious effort to have some kind of protein as well. So that process applies to all kitchens, all bedrooms, all living rooms. We have cupboards, we have surfaces where you have shelves, all those things, all that kind of process can know how to tackle a task can be adopted. That home is an extension of my personality, so it can kind of creep and you don't really realise until you get to the point of despair, where you feel like, you know, the world's on top of you basically. You feel like everything's kind of unmanageable, but it all started from just the little things. You're just feeling not great that day. So it's really important to look at ourselves a bit of a boundary. We have to start learning to say no to things that, you know, don't serve us or things that are not going to be beneficial for us. And that sounds very selfish, and it depends on what your life is and what you have, what your responsibilities are. But delegated or can be shared, support your energy levels so you can do the things you actually enjoy. There's always going to be things we don't enjoy, but we have to do them, especially if you're a parent. I really want to be very basic about this. So I gave myself about 4 weeks to understand what my energy levels are, when my energy levels spike, when they go really low, when it's kind of even and it's like, actually I can manage this, but I'm probably going to be in kind of low levels soon of energy, or when it's just flat out low, I'm not tackling, no, I can't do anything, I can't tackle this. My energy levels seem to spike really high energy levels like first thing in the morning. I'd say probably from about 6:30 to about 10 o'clock in the morning. So those are my really productive, get go, motivational, I'm going to really get on top of my tasks time. And then it starts to kind of get to mid-level of my energy levels, and then it kind of depletes until about 3 o'clock. But I've noticed the reason why it kind of does is because I'm eating. So if you're having lunch or over lunchtime, that's when my energy levels start to get a bit lower. To do with what you eat as well, basically. But yeah, so I found that I need to have good energy levels. Anything that I'm going to do that's really, really, really difficult is I have to tackle it first thing in the morning, or perhaps kind of late at night. Sometimes I have a bit of a spurt where I'll do things late at night when everyone's got to bed because I've got the energy to do that. But that's not recommended because obviously you need sleep. So please don't follow my step completely. But that generally happens when, for example, my routine hasn't gone normal for a couple of weeks because the kids have been unwell, or something's happened where our routine's kind of been gone out the window. So I've had to do a bit of a catch up to reset. Energy levels are very important, and this will be something where you have to look in your point A alongside with your visualization of point B, and also, you know, to keep that momentum going. So that's really important. And point B is where you've done your task, or you're actually doing your task, and you want to keep that momentum going, the progress going, and you don't want to feel like you want to give up on that task at that moment in time. You know, I'm still working on it in a lot of things in my life, but when it comes to, you know, home management and things like that, I find that, you know, the visualization, constantly visualizing, constantly, you know, thinking about how it's helping my future self. What time will I create for myself? So I've been able to go to the gym. Yeah, I've been able to go to the gym, but I actually got a video, which is a garage decluttering video, because I've turned half my garage into a gym, as well as, you know, the other half is storage. But we already had a gym in there. I run a treadmill and stuff like that, but we haven't put that up yet. But I was stopping from going to do my fitness and things like that in the gym, and I was just like, you know, do walk and stuff outside, um, in my little garagey thing, because I just didn't want to, because it was just messy, it was untidy, it was things that I need to throw away, things I need to get rid of, all that kind of stuff, and it was just getting on top of me. You know, to stay focused and on task by changing my lifestyle in order to, you know, be there for my kids, also to look after my physical and my mental health, all the things you have to do as you get older. Make sure you're living a healthy lifestyle and stuff. But if I didn't tackle that garage, and all the whole, you know, mindset shift of a session, a spa session, a boxing spa session on the punch pad, stuff like that, I I could do all those kind of things now, because I know I've got easy access to get to that garage. I know I've got, the only thing that's stopping me now is me. So that's why I get that visualization in place of, look what you've achieved in that garage, you've decluttered it. Now, look what you know, you did your session a day ago. Look at the things that you did for your gym session, your gym time, you know, what was your best time? Do you think you can beat that? All that kind of stuff. If you want to write it down, it could be helpful for you if you want to do yourself a little voice note, or, you know, a little thing in your notepad. Just say, this, the reason why I am doing this today is because I want to achieve this. And why do I want to achieve this? Because this will make me feel happy. I won't feel less blah blah blah, and I won't feel so blah blah blah. How would this help everybody else? Maybe it will help everybody else, because if I don't feel like this, then it won't make other people feel like this. Things like that. And that gives you a wider and a bigger perspective on stuff, rather than thinking, actually, I've just got to tackle the cupboard, or I'm just tackling that and I really don't want to do it. And just leaving it like that. I really hope this helps, and I really hope this video helped. And I'm very rusty, extremely rusty on sitting down doing talking videos and talking about, you know, theoretical side of the things that I do. But I really wanted to sit down, just share with you what I do, just the kind of thought process that I go through. And I hope it is helpful. And please share. Please write below anything that you find useful, anything you'd like me to discuss. Or this is a channel which I want to build a community and, you know, talk about things that are quite meaningful to me, but also help you as well. Thank you for sitting down for such a long time and listening to me going on and on and on. I'm going to insert some stuff, some B-roll stuff as well, just to make it super interesting. Because I find, like, sometimes, even though you sit down and like talk to the camera, I don't know if I can sit down and talk that and sit down and just pay attention for that long. I have to have some entertaining stuff in the middle of it. So I'll try and make it entertaining. If I don't, I'm really sorry, because I really want to get it up and, like, really get this information out. Because, you know, I've got all this tons of information in my head, and, you know, my husband gets sick of it. Me talking to about stuff all the time. Put it into a video so you lovely people can sit and listen to it yourselves. So I will thank you very much for watching my video. Take care. I'll see you in the next one. I was trying to do a B-roll to my YouTube videos. So on the